Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are back for episode number 14. I will always question it, but I'm pretty sure it's 14. And we are less than a week now, away from AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door. We've already had some mad, crazy match announcements, and I'm sure there's going to be a couple more over the next two shows. But here we are at AEW Dynamite. You can see last week's show here was surprisingly good. And we've got a few backstage incidents before we dive into the show. Let's take a look. And it's just the one. It's QT Marshall, flopping his dick around, passing on tips to everyone. A bit of psychology for Preston Vance, or Vance, however you want to say it. We are in venue, the Mid-South for this week at the Hager Coliseum. Let's just get straight into AEW Dynamite. And we open up with some amazing news, I should say. Julia Hart of House of Black is pregnant. We found this news out a few days ago, and Dasha has just, kind of brought her out just to be like, oh my god, congratulations. And obviously Julia is staying in character, but you can tell that she's appreciative of this mini, celebration call out in our pre-show. Julia will be leaving us in the next couple of weeks, I believe, to go and have a little baby. So we won't be seeing her for a while after these few weeks. I know it's only a game, but now that she is pregnant, there's no way in hell I'm going to put her in any matches. I don't want to harm the baby, because I don't know if the game has those mechanics. Although, do we put her in like a really risky match just to see if it does that? No. Bad Ted. Let's not do that. Julia Hart's pregnant. Well, hey, cool. Moving on. Renee announces that at Forbidden Door, there will be a number one contenders battle royale. This is a women's battle royale, I should say. And the winner will go on to face the IWGP Women's Champion at our next Battle of the Belts, because I feel like I'm going to have one of those coming up soon. And as we already know, at Forbidden Door, we will have Athena facing Mercedes Moné for the IWGP title. So it could be against one of those, or it could be someone else, because that belt does get tossed around a bit. That'll be a good match. Good way to get a bunch of women on the card. I'm going to try and sign some Japanese women last minute too, because it'd be good to kind of build that out. But yeah, nice one. Let's move on. And in our first pre-show match, these four women they probably will, be in that battle royale. So in a bout that had decent wrestling but not much heat, Riho and Yuka Sakazaki defeat Deonna Purrazzo and the Bunny when Riho pins Deonna Purrazzo with a Northern Lights suplex. So Deonna, with a very strong start last week, is now losing to the team of Riho and Yuka Sakazaki, but pretty good performances all round. The Bunny, we need to get her in more matches because I feel like she's got some mad potential. 58 overall, very nice for a pre-show match. Moving on, we have another pre-show match, which I think is our last pre-show match. I might be wrong, but we'll see. And it's Hook and Hobbs getting a win against the Hardys. The Hardys forever losing because I've got no interest in using them. And Hook wins with the red run. So that's a 55 rating. Everyone around the mid-high 50s except Matt Hardy. Hook and Hobbs getting a bit more momentum and wins under their belt, aka Team Taz. I believe that's the last pre-show segment, so let's see. Yes, it is. Daniel Bryan is bringing back his open challenge once again. He says that he wants to give everyone a fair shot at earning their respect, no matter what Moxley and the rest of BCC say. If you've earned my respect, you've earned their respect, in so many words. So who's going to come out and challenge him today? It's Sammy Guevara in a 65. So in a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, Bryan Danielson and Sammy Guevara drew because the match descended into chaos after Claudio Castagnoli, Jon Moxley and Wheeler Yuta all became involved and just started kicking the shit out of Sammy Guevara. And Bryan Danielson, of course, getting involved to try and separate them. He's like, this is not what I want to happen, like pushing people around, and got the crowd buzzing, which was nice. But a 65 rated match, not the best. Bryan Danielson was off his game, probably because of the chaos that ended up happening in the match. 17 minutes in as well, so we probably got one hell of a barn burner, and then shit hit the fan, I guess. But that's not the end of this segment, because post-match, it seems like Bryan and Moxley clash heads again. Moxley clearly doesn't like being told what to do by anyone. And again, Claudio and Wheeler have to kind of separate the two guys again. So yeah, a lot of shit going down in the BCC. Moxley, Danielson, I feel like they both think that they're the head honcho. So at some point, something's got to happen for these guys to either resolve their issues or who knows. But yeah, 81 rated segment, great. The heat continues, I guess. So let's just move on with the show. They've got their issues. We'll let them deal with it. Following this, I believe we've got some singles action. Yep, Jamie Hayter defeats Allysin Kay in 9 minutes for her title as well. Oh, okay. I forgot this was a title match. And she retains. Of course she does, with a Falcon Arrow getting a 69. Nice rating. And a 63 overall, which is pretty good with Allysin Kay. Jamie Hayter makes defense number 5. You love to see it. But post-match, Jamie Hayter calls out Baker and or Shida. She'll take either of them. And to make sure that they do come out and accept her challenge, she wants to sweeten the deal even further by putting her belt on the line. Whichever one of them steps up, she'll happily put her belt on the line if it means a chance to get her hands on them. And following that, Britt comes out through the crowd behind, beats Jamie Hayter down to the ground. Shida comes up through the ramp, very cocky, swagger-like, and she picks up the belt, and you just hear Shida yell in Jamie Hayter's face, "I accept." So it seems like Hikaru Shida is going to be taking on Jamie Hayter for the AEW Women's Championship. And just to confirm, that match will take place this Sunday at Forbidden Door. So it will be Jamie Hayter defending her title against Hikaru Shida. Currently, there is no stipulation as to whether Britt Baker is allowed ringside or not, so I would assume she is. And I assume Jamie would be more than happy for Britt to be there too. So that's another match added to the card for us to look forward to. 68 rated segment, 69 I think it was before. Pretty good. I will take that. Moving swiftly on, we've got some tag team action, and it is the team of Miro and Coughlin getting another win under their belts. The Dark Order are the ones that take the loss this time in 11 minutes when Miro makes Evil Uno submit. So in terms of ring work, Miro's killing it again. Alex Coughlin still struggling a little bit, but hopefully the more we use him, the better his ratings get. I think this is mostly down to his really, really low popularity. I think he's like in like the teens for popularity, and obviously that's not good. But I think as his pop grows, his skills are already there. It will just keep growing and growing. But yeah, nice one. Miro getting another win. Clearly, CJ Perry is his mojo. Having his wife with him is helping a butt ton. But 62 rated match, not bad, especially for the people involved. We'll take it. After this, though, we've got some singles action back to the women's division. And Paige Van Zandt gets a, you could say, surprise win over Toni Storm. Toni Storm, clearly a veteran in women's wrestling. You know, she's been about, even though she's still hella young, she's very experienced. Paige Van Zandt may be a little bit newer to the wrestling industry, but she does have the MMA background. And she manages to get a fairly convincing win over Toni Storm, the 54 rated match. Paige Van Zandt with a 34, not great, but we're working on it. And Toni Storm with a 58. And post-match, Chris Jericho and Jake Hager come down to celebrate and congratulate Paige Van Zandt. They go either side of Paige, they lift her arms up, give her a little hug. Paige seems to be fairly receptive to this as well. So is Chris Jericho building another faction, even though he said he wouldn't? I mean, if you ask him, I'm sure he'll just say, we're just friends, like he does with Hager. But yeah, seems like Chris is very fond of Paige Van Zandt, and maybe something could be happening. 83 rated segment. Love it. And there is also another reason why Jericho and Hager are here. It's because they are in action next against the Acclaimed. And in a decent match, the Acclaimed defeat Jericho and Hager in 13:48 when Max Caster pins Jake Hager with the mic drop. Jake was really off his game for this one, which sucks because he's usually the weakest anyway. 65 rated match, not bad. We'll take it. And yeah, the Acclaimed getting a win, bouncing back from the loss last week or the week before against the Lucha Brothers and Jericho and Hager. And Jericho and Hager just suffering another loss, which sucks for them. But Jericho is still in good spirits. He's saying, hey, it's okay, you know, the Acclaimed were better. Me and my friend Hager, we're just going to crack on and maybe meet up with Paige Van Zandt. Who knows? So yeah, Jericho and Hager still all good. I think Hager is still a little bit apprehensive sometimes on like, oh shit, like is Jericho going to flip out? But no, he doesn't. I guess that's what having Jericho as a friend is like. But either way, the Acclaimed get a decent win. Following this, though, we have an interview with Christian Cage. And Christian says that he will be bringing his FTW World Title Challenge to Forbidden Door. This challenge is only open to New Japan Pro Wrestling talent. And if they think they can beat Luchasaurus, then they have a chance at facing me for the FTW World Title. So very exciting. We're going to get to see someone, whoever it may be, step up and take on the Christian Cage FTW World Title Challenge. Something that no one has managed to do, i.e. get past Luchasaurus. So we'll have to see, one, who steps up, and two, if they can do it. 78 rated segment, great. Christian's gold on the mic, so that is lovely to see. We stay backstage again though, because we have another interview with Dasha is talking to Hangman Adam Page, who is in our main event tonight. It's a simple, you know, marquee match, you could say. Adam Page, Bandido. So Adam Page is hyping up his match against Bandido, and Dasha also mentions the Elite. So the Elite will be facing Los Ingobernables de Mundial. I looked it up. That means worldwide or the world. Because Los Ingobernables de Mundial is more than 3 members, because it has been confirmed that there will be 3 members from Day Upon joining, making it 5. She said, surely Kenny or the Bucks have contacted you to ask you to join the Elite. And Adam Page says, no, haven't heard anything from them. I won't be participating in that match if they did. I'm kind of enjoying life on my own at the moment. I'm sure they've all got a bunch of friends in the business. I'm sure there'll be someone else who can take the place I would have. But tonight, Dasha, I'm just focused on Bandido, and it should be a really, really good match. So 78 rate segment, love that. Let's head into our main event. 74, decent. So in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Adam Page defeats Bandido in 15:48 with the buckshot lariat. Adam Page with a 73 and Bandido with a 66. I like these kinds of matches. There's just no notes, just here's the ratings, you're done, do one. But yeah, decent main event. Adam Page and Bandido seem to play quite well together. So let's finish the show and see how we did in this fairly straightforward episode of Dynamite. 74, we'll take it, easy breezy. Yeah, decent show. There wasn't any terrible segments, which is good. Paige Van Zandt getting a very important win, and for some reason has a potential connection with Jericho and Hager. Maybe Jericho is faction building again, or clique building. We've also got the confirmation of the AEW Women's World Title will be on the line. Hater Hikaru Shida at Forbidden Door. And we also had the announcement at the beginning of the show for the Women's Battle Royale. The winner facing a title opportunity for the IWGP Women's World Championship. Very exciting stuff. Oh, and how can we forget Christian Cage's FTW World Title Challenge? I wonder who's going to accept that. Leave your predictions down below of who you think it might be on the New Japan roster. But that ends this show. I'm going to quickly fast forward through to Saturday, and we will get booking AEW Collision. Okay, and we are here for Collision. But before, I'm sure you guys, you keen-eyed folk, have noticed it's Friday, not Saturday. That's because Big Brain Boy over here was like, hold on, I'm loaning all of the biggest stars in Japan. Do New Japan have an event on Sunday, week 4 June? And guess what? They do. So thankfully, I looked at that beforehand. Otherwise, I would have got to Sunday and none of our matches could have taken place. According to their event schedule, they have nothing planned on Saturday, week 4 June. According to their schedule. So what I've had to do is I've moved Collision to Friday, one off, and I've moved Forbidden Door to Saturday, one off. So it's not really going to affect in-game at all, but just so you guys know, that's why it says Friday. No backstage incidents, lovely to see. Let's just head straight into Friday night Collision. And here we are. So when booking this card, it felt really short, but I think that's because we've got quite a few long matches tonight, including the International Championship match, Orange Cassidy. Oh my goodness. Against Jay White, who is Juice's faction partner or leader, you could say, Bullet Club Gold. But we're getting ahead of ourselves again. We're in the pre-show, and in a poor pre-show match, Thunder Rosa and Zayda defeated Nyla Rose, where Thunder Rosa got the pin on the monster that is Nyla Rose. Wow, with a reverse DDT. Maybe I should be more specific in my booking, because we don't want Nyla Rose eating pins. 53 rated segment, not bad, especially for the people involved. Layla Gray, terrible at wrestling, but why not? Moving on, I believe this is our final pre-show match. It's in a decent match. There he is. Juice Robinson defeats TJ Perkins in 13:51 with the Pulp Friction. TJ with the better performance than Juice and a 54 rating overall. Following this, we've just got a kind of interview that was broadcasted on Twitter, where Daniel Garcia just kind of trashes on Kenny Omega for a little bit. He just says, don't really like the way he's been treating Ricky Starks. Ricky's a great talent, and I think it's kind of, a bit shitty of how the way Kenny and the Elite have treated him. And Kenny, with his keen ears, pricks up a little bit and just goes, oh, okay, you're not happy with me? How about we settle this in the ring later, Daniel Garcia? Which Daniel says, okay, sure. So we have a match announced for later on tonight. It'll be Kenny Omega taking on Daniel Garcia, who does have that world title opportunity at some point. Always have to throw that in. But this takes us to our opening match of the show, which, oh no, I don't need to pre-book because I wish to continue, yes. Our opening match, which is Buddy Matthews versus Trent Beretta. So this is 1/3 of House of Black against 1/3 of the Best Friends. And in a decent match, Buddy Matthews defeats Trent Beretta in 12:55 with the Matthews Law. Probably doesn't make sense, but yeah, that move. 66 rated match, that's pretty good. Buddy Matthews 61, Trent 57. Really like Trent Beretta, always have. So it's nice to get him in some singles matches. Moving on, we have a training montage video package of CM Punk, kind of just talking about his return to AEW and wrestling, and then he also comments on his upcoming match against Kazuchika Okada, saying that it's one of the most exciting, nerve-wracking, polarizing matches of his entire career, and he's very much looking forward to it, providing New Japan Pro Wrestling don't have million fucking shows on that day, because I've checked it, they don't, and if they do, I'm gonna be pissed. But yeah, 94, it's CM Punk. Like, what are you gonna do? Of course it's gonna be great. Following this though, we're back in the ring, and it's maybe a mini taster of what we're gonna see at Forbidden Door. Adam Cole teams up with the Bucks, and they defeat the Wingmen in pretty convincing fashion. Adam Cole pins Ryan Nemeth with the Boom. 60 rated match. Looking at the ratings, Adam Cole again floating around the 60s. Oh, this guy. But Nick and Matt in the 70s, and obviously the Wingmen are complete dog shit. So an easy win, let's be honest. It's going to be a lot harder on the Forbidden Door against LIJ. But let's head to our next segment. But first, one of the members of our camera crew has spotted something interesting going on backstage, and it's Sting is apparently seen on the phone to someone in very deep, serious conversation. 45-minute segment. Oh my god. I wonder who he's on the phone to. Hopefully we'll find out. If not, then very random. But Sting in deep conversation with someone. Is it Darby Allin? I hope so, because Sting has been trying to get hold of him these last few weeks. Darby should be back very soon from his injury, we hope. But we are heading back to the ring now, where Anna Jay is finally getting her chance to prove that she could be an Outcast. So in a trios match, the two members of the Outcast, Saraya and Ruby Soho, and Anna Jay face Sawyer Wreck and the Renegade Twins. And in a poor match, which is a little bit harsh, Anna Jay gets the pin and wins for the Outcast with a scissors kick. So Anna Jay gets a 40, Soho 51, Saraya 57, the rest of these late 30s. Not bad. I wonder if this has convinced Saraya and Soho to allow Anna Jay into the Outcast. We will have to wait and see, as they seem to celebrate well together, but she hasn't been handed a t-shirt or anything. She's still in her typical ring gear. After this, though, we have an interview with the AEW World Champion MJF, and he is talking about his upcoming match against Will Ospreay, kind of hyping up a little bit, and it seems like MJF is quietly confident about this one. Oh, who's surprised? But he said that he's very much looking forward to just having some real competition for once. You know, AEW is a bit of a breeze for me, so it's nice that we have shows like this where I can, you know, prove myself against more serious talent. So, you know, kind of hyping up Will Ospreay, but also shitting on the entire AEW roster. And of course, he gets a 100 segment. Like, this man is just beautiful when it comes to talking, and you know, he's not bad looking either. But we do head back to the ring now, and it is the kind of quick time grudge match. Kenny Omega wanting a piece of Daniel Garcia, and in a bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Daniel Garcia, Rampage Garcia, defeats Kenny Omega in 1826 with a sharpshooter. During the match, Ricky Starks ran in and attacked Omega, and so did Swerve Strickland. That's a odd combination. I understand Ricky Starks, but what's Swerve doing there? 74 rated match. Daniel Garcia with a 67, Kenny Omega with an 88, and they've got great chemistry. Ooh, that is good to know. So yeah, Daniel Garcia gets the win, and for some reason, we've got Ricky Starks and Swerve Strickland with him. Let's move on, and Mercedes Moné comes out to the ring with a microphone and just says, "Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you all the New Wave." And the four of them pose, and Moné gives Daniel Garcia a little kiss on the cheek. Okay, go on, Daniel. But yeah, it looks like we have a new team in AEW. Daniel Garcia, aka Rampage Garcia, the man with the hips, Ricky Starks, Swerve Strickland, and Mercedes Moné. Now that is an exciting team. What happens after this, who bloody knows? But it seems like Kenny Omega has just gained a few more enemies. An 80 rated segment. Wow, I did not think it would be this high, especially with these people. But you know, I keep saying Monet. I think it's Monet or just money. Is it money? I don't know. Someone correct me. I always say Monet because it just sounds like that. But Mercedes. Yeah, awesome. Let's move on. And the final segment of this show, I told you it's a quick one, is our AEW International title match. Orange Cassidy, Jay White. Let's go. 77, nice. And in a good match, Jay White defeats Orange Cassidy in 14 minutes and 50 seconds with the Blade Runner. And Jay White wins the AEW International title. Your new international champion. After God knows how many defenses Cassidy had. How many was it? 20, 21, 19? Something like that. Orange Cassidy has finally been dethroned. And BC Gold, Bullet Club Gold, have got some gold around their waist now in Jay White. So Orange Cassidy with a 65, Jay White with a 73. And yeah, got the crowd buzzing. So this is how we end our show. However, we do have a post-match Twitter exclusive because at a recent New Japan show, David Finlay of the Bullet Club called out Jay White and Bullet Club Gold, calling them fakers, saying they're not the real Bullet Club, and at Forbidden Door, we'd like to teach you a lesson in what it is like to be in the real Bullet Club. So Jay White, hot off his win, man's high on momentum, he's skipping around the ring, he's going bang bang to people. He says, Dave Finlay, I'm looking forward to it. I accept. Me and the Bang Bang Club, my boys, are going to teach you a lesson as to why we are gold and you are not. 6 Night Raiders segment, not bad. And that ends our show. Let's see how we did. 81. Nice. We had some real throwaway matches in them. The middle kind of dipped a little, but the CM Punk hype video, MJF, and then 2 really good matches. And the New Wave, a very exciting team. Let me know your thoughts on the New Wave. It's obviously my own creation, so I'm quite excited about seeing what they can do as a team. But yeah, decent show. This is the final show. The next episode is Forbidden Door. Let me just run through the matches that are for the official matches that are confirmed for Forbidden Door. So looking at the list I've got here, we have the number 1 contenders battle royale. Winner gets a shot at the IWGP Women's Championship. We have got House of Black versus Best Friends for the World Trios title. MJF and Will Ospreay for the World Championship, the AEW World Championship. The Elite, or you could call them the Super Elite because Adam Cole is there, against Los Ingobernables de Mundial. We've got Mercedes Moné against Athena for the IWGP Women's Championship. Bullet Club Japan have challenged Bullet Club Gold, so there will be that match too. We've also got Jamie Hayter facing off against Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's World Championship. Christian Cage as his FTW World Title challenge, so someone has to beat Luchasaurus in order to get a shot at Christian Cage. And we've also got, it's never ending, we've got our 3-way ladder match for the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Brothers against the Champions FTR, and also in that match will be the current IWGP World Champions, which I think are still Goto and Yoshihashi, but I will double check that after this show here because I need to loan them. And then finally we have got the Best in the World match, CM Punk facing off against Kazuchika Okada. And those are just the official matches confirmed. Wink, wink. But that does end this episode. Please let me know your thoughts on this episode in the community section on my page. What I'll do is, like I did with Double or Nothing, I'll do another little post with a full match card in anticipation for our next episode. So leave your predictions there. And yeah, thank you very much. Please like, comment, subscribe, do it all. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.